Please, I can't sleep.
It's time to listen to Courtney at last on the Ramblings of an Insomniac podcast.
All right. So on my last podcast, I said that it was episode 105, but it was actually episode 104. Okay. Well, let me actually go back. Hello. Welcome to Ramblings of an Insomniac. This is actually episode 105. Welcome to episode 105 of the Ramblings of an Insomniac. The last episode was actually 104. I said 105, but there's a reason. It is not because I am crazy. Well, I mean, it probably am, but that's not the reason that I said that. Originally, I had another episode that was 104. And after listening to it again, I just decided I didn't really want to publish it, but I had already recorded it. And I had already said, welcome to episode 104 on that one. And then I recorded another one later and said, welcome to 105 before I decided, I don't know that I really want to post that one. I don't know that I want to upload that episode. I was whispering because I didn't want to wake people and I was outside and it was cool because you could hear coyotes and you could hear all kinds of stuff. But I was whispering and I sounded like Joe Biden. I was like, and then it creeped me out because I'm like, oh my God, I've been watching too many videos with Joe Biden and now I'm whispering like a big weirdo. So I just decided to pull the episode. The problem is because, like I mentioned in my last episode, I always go, hello, welcome to episode such and such. And I should stop doing that for reasons like this. I'm going to end up, but this will be a way of keeping you guys on your toes, right? See if you're paying attention, be like, wait a second, she said that was episode 105, but it's titled episode 104. It's going to keep everybody confused. And guys, come on. My dog's taking off, going their own way. They're just looking at me like F you. They're giving me the middle finger. Aha, good listening, guys. Good come. So this is actually episode 105. Disregard what I said on the others. Okay, have I thoroughly confused you? Have I started off confusing you enough? Little did you know that when you listen to my podcast, your brain has to like really work for it. Apparently you have to earn it. I'm giving you like a good brain workout, right? You know, I said that I'm a big advocate for dementia and Alzheimer's awareness. Well, there you go. This will give you good mental exercise to help keep the dementia at bay. Okay. So, what has been preventing me from getting a good night's rest? Well, proper medication. Proper medication. I'm not stretching. I'm not exercising. I really need to do the whole stretching and exercising stuff because it's not a hippie thing. It's a common sense body science thing. Stretching is good. Stretching helps. No harm can come from that. So I need to do more. I need to take care of myself. That is a huge part of why I don't sleep. And the other is that I'm riddled with anxiety and PTSD and all of that. I'm just, my mind has always, since I was very, very, very young, I've always been, I swear, nocturnal. I've always slept better during the day and not at night because my brain just goes into overdrive. So lately, part of it is I need to get my butt in shape. I've gained like 30 pounds, which I know some people are like, oh, boo-hoo, 30 pounds. Really, Courtney? Boo-hoo. But for me, 30 pounds is a lot. I don't like it. 30 pounds looks like about 70 pounds on me. Bonnie, come, Bonnie. It looks about 70 pounds. And good girl. So I need to shed that. I'm not stretching anymore, so I'm all sore. And God, when you're getting older, that your bones start to feel it. So I've really got to start stretching. And I highly recommend any of you out there that don't stretch, start stretching. I mean, even if it's just for like 5 minutes, you're just giving your body that it needs to not be so wound up tight, Things need to be not so tense. Speaking of tense, that's another thing keeping me up. You like that segue? Good segue. Tense. Things are really tense in the world, and that is definitely keeping me up. Things between Israel and Palestine, things between the United States and Palestine and Israel and Iran and China and Russia. That's a lot of countries. I mean, to have China and Russia and Iran and Palestine up your ass, does that scare anybody as much as it does me? Because that's scaring the crap out of me. And I don't remember any of this being a remote issue when Trump was president. I mean, in 3 years' time, Biden has just annihilated this country. I mean, just completely, and letting a bunch of fucking terrorists and letting terrorists work for you? Really? Really? That's disturbing to say the very least. That's disturbing. I'm flabbergasted as to what people have on Biden, what they're blackmailing him with. I mean, and they are so diligently going after Trump to eye off the ball. And the fact that our school system is trying to cover up things from our children. Where the fuck do people have the audacity keeping information from us? To keep information from parents about their children? Parents are the people that should know first and foremost what's going on with their kids. The school has no right whatsoever to take that away from a parent. And why would you? What if their child was depressed and suicidal? And all they needed was their parents. And if their parents aren't able to make the choice if they're going to be there for their child or not, you're not even giving them the opportunity to be there for their child at their biggest time of need. You've decided that you're the parent. Great. Are you paying all the fucking bills then? Are you going to start paying the bills for my children then? For everybody's children? I'm so confused. And the people that are, quote, educating us are giving us false history and filling our children and our teens and our college students' head with a bunch of lies. They've decided that we no longer need the truth anymore. When the fuck did they get to make that decision for us? Because we've allowed it. We're allowing them to do it. When the hell did they decide that they get to do this? Well, I think during COVID, when they started realizing that they can push vaccinations, they can push businesses to close, they can push masks because people did it. I didn't, but people did. Because I can't get bullied. People should not even attempt to bully me. I will do what I'm told by my authority if I work for somebody, but you're not going to bully me into doing something. I'm not a sheep. I'm not a little sheeple. And speaking of that, so on my last episode, I had mentioned how I am pretty darn ticked and pretty darn hurt over the fact that people that I trusted and went out of my way and bent over backwards to do things for royally, intentionally screwed myself and my family over. After we have bent over backwards, myself personally for 5.5 years, myself personally, my son for almost 2 years, and my fiance for about 5 months now, bent over backwards. Without us, their business would not be open. Without us, their business would be closed, or they would have to figure out how to get 3 to 5 new employees right away. You know, when you stick with a company for a very, very long time, and every time, because of their terrible behavior and their terrible management, they keep losing staff members, people keep quitting. And it's like a revolving door because of how poorly managed the place is. But I kept staying and staying because I really liked our customers. And I didn't want to screw over our customers. And our customers trusted us, and they trusted me with their animals. And I loved the animals, and I wanted to stay there for the animals. And so I stayed. Employee after employee after employee quit because of how the place was ran. I stayed. And every time an emergency came up, I stayed. And anytime something happened in which they needed to leave or have time off for some reason, I stayed. And anytime a schedule needed to be changed, mine changed. And even though I wanted to leave like 2 years ago, I stayed because 2 years ago, something big happened in their lives, and I wasn't going to be an asshole and leave them high and dry during a very traumatic time for them. I did not want to cause any issues for them, but I wanted to make sure that they were taken care of. Now, keep in mind, my boss and I have had some words. I do not agree with a lot of her policies. I don't agree with how she is as a person. I have a lot of issues with her in many areas, but I stayed because she was kind of like that big sister that just pissed you off and annoyed you, but then would turn around and, kind of make it all better and had some redeeming qualities. But I stayed through thick and thin, and I told them that I would not be staying there if their traumatic thing didn't happen. I wanted to do my own thing. I had my own path. I wanted to carve my own path and do my own thing, and I had plans. And then they suffered a tragedy, so I stayed. Okay, and every time I've ever done anything, I've told them. Now, I found out something, not because they told me. Nope. Because, again, like I said on my last episode, I'm observant and I notice things and I can put pieces together, and found out a lot more information. And now I know 100% sure that they screwed me over. And what makes me angry is they still don't know I know all of this, and they still haven't told me to my face. And I don't know when they're planning on telling me, or if they're planning. I mean, they have to tell me. They have to tell me because of the circumstances. They can't keep it for longer than a day or two. They're going to have to tell me between today and tomorrow because of the circumstances. And the lengths that they went to hide this from us, I mean, they really went above and beyond to cover this up from the staff, to cover this up from me and the other employees, who are my fiance and my son, and now 2 other people that they have. So, God, airplanes just like, ugh. So they went so out of their way to cover this up, the lengths that they went to. They would wait until we would get off work. And the minute we would pull out of work, they would start packing up stuff and getting things all ready so that the next day we'd be none the wiser. And they kept doing it slowly and slowly and slowly. And then all of a sudden, boom, within just like 2 days, waiting until we would leave. And the second we would leave, start packing stuff and be done by the time we would show up early in the morning. Went to great lengths to barricade doors so that we wouldn't see what was going on. I mean, what a slap in the cooter, What a fucking kick in the cooter. If I were a dude, I'd be grabbing my balls so hard right now. I mean, they still haven't told me. So I'm not at work today. I have the day off. So I sent them a text and point blank Oh, sorry, I got a phone call and now I don't even know. Oh, yes, I know what I was on a tangent. Now I know. But, when you go out of your way to cover up and you go to great, great lengths to cover and cover and cover, just so that you don't have to tell the truth to your very, very loyal and supportive staff that you've had for 5.5 years that has maintained staying there, even though they told you that they didn't want to be there. They wanted to go on their own way, but they were going to stay to help you. And then you turn around and you go out of their way to fuck them over and not give a shit about them or the customers. Yeah, like I said, makes me feel like I've been punched right in the gut. I don't want the customers or the animals to suffer, so I am a good enough person that I will still give my 2 weeks notice. But only because I have morals and ethics, only because I'm a kind person. I don't want the dogs to suffer. I don't want the customers to suffer. But yeah, I'm a little heated right now. I'm kind of heated over people just thinking they can come in and push beliefs on others, push your values on others, and also fuck people over. That you can decide that our children no longer need to be educated, no longer need to read or write or do basic math skills. Here, let me read you this article from The Hill. Okay, let's see if this still works. Oh, it doesn't work. I was going to try to read you the article, but it's from The Hill, and you can look it up yourself. It's let's see here. Yeah, it's from The Hill, and basically it is not basically, it is flat out saying that in order to get your high school diploma, you no longer need basic reading, writing, or math skills to graduate. So that's super cool. Yes. That sounds like Oregon. Here's your sign, Oregon. Remember Jeff Foxworthy? Here's your sign. Well, Henry, come on. Let's go. Did my horse click there. But yeah, so I'm just frustrated by everybody fucking everybody over, everybody hating on everybody, everybody constantly kicking and kicking and kicking at people that are already down. And those people that are down are the people that are working their ass off so that you fat, lazy fuckers, illegal, if there's any illegal immigrants that are here and not even trying to work legally and not even trying to get the paperwork to be here legally, fuck you. I'm going to say it. Fuck you if you are an illegal immigrant from anywhere. I don't care if it's from Russia, China, Canada, and you don't give a shit about trying to become a legal immigrant and paying your way and working a good, decent, legal wage. Fuck you. Seriously. Turn around, go back to your own country. Don't bring your bullshit here and expect people, because you can't fucking read English, because you can't write English, and because you may not know math, it does not mean that the American citizens need to now all be stupid so that you don't look uneducated. Learn English. There's an idea. Learn the language of the place that you chose to move, to seek refuge. Henry, come on. Just like if I go to your country, you should not expect me to have to just be catered to and not learn the language of okay, I'm getting all Biden now. If I move to your country and I want to live there and I chose to move to your country, whatever that country is, I'm not just thinking of Mexico. I'm saying anybody from any country that comes here and doesn't know English and they plan on living here, learn English. Just like I need to learn your language. If I move to another country and I planned on living there full time, I should probably learn to write and read and speak in your language. I should not expect everybody else to dumb themselves down for me. God, what in the hell is happening? I'm so infuriated right now, and I feel so betrayed. I feel betrayed by our own American citizens, the ones that are pro-Palestine, that chant things like death to America, the people that burn and spit on our American flag, the people that try to say that being transgender is braver, and it takes more guts to be in the military, to serve in the military. Are you fucking kidding? Are you? I mean, God, I'm tired. I'm so tired. Where do we even go? Where are the sane people? This is like the Twilight Zone. I'm really hoping to wake up and have this all just be the biggest, most realistic nightmare ever. Like I've said before, it's like the Truman Show. I hope this is like some kind of Truman Show shit, because this is messed up, man. I'm so messed up that I wasn't even thinking about the fact that I called the last episode, episode 105, and now I'm all backwards. But just look at the title. Look at the title of the episode. That's correct. Let me ask you, what would you guys do if you worked for a company for 5.5 years and you and that boss didn't always see eye to eye? And because that boss had such a very strong personality, many people would quit after a day to like 2 months. They'd quit. And they would quit the day up. They would just go to lunch and not come back. That's how bad of a boss she was. And then I stayed because, again, I cared for the dogs. And then let's say 3 years after working there, something tragic happens to your boss and her husband, and a couple of tragic things happen. And so you decide out of the kindness of your heart that you're going to stay and you're going to stick it through. And you had to make a lot of adjustments to your life doing that. You had to really dig deep to do that. And then more things would come up that would give me reason not to work there. More and more things would come up that would make me want to quit, but I stuck it through for the dogs and for the clients, because we have the best clients ever. And I know that they trust me with their dogs, and I know that it gives them comfort for me to be there. I know that that is so comforting to have someone there that's been there for 5.5 years that knows their dog. Yes, Mosby agrees. So I didn't want to leave because I wanted to be there for the customers. And I tolerated a lot of crap. And I kept tolerating crap. And they would refuse to repair things. And then more people would come and go and come and go and come and go. And it continued to be a revolving door. And I continued to have to work my ass off. I had to do the job of 3 people for the pay of 1. I got a very small raise. And then she kept telling me, oh, I can't afford more of a raise, as Amazon trucks come literally every day. And I don't like it when people don't use the word literally correctly. Okay, I'm not going to say 7 days a week. Amazon comes literally 5 days a week. I know the things that they have purchased, and they are huge ticket items that cost a lot of money, and they've been buying it after many things, buying huge ticket items. And then a whole shit ton of small items that add up to a huge amount of money. As they're saying that they're broke. And then we were going to buy the place, and we knew what the numbers were, and we knew that every year they were profiting more and more. Every year they were making more money the next year than they did before. And they kept saying, no, numbers don't lie. We're not making any more money. We're not any busier. Now, keep in mind, my boss hasn't set foot in that office for 2 years because of the tragedy that happened, and claims that she knows what she's talking about. She doesn't see what I see. I'm actually there, and I've been there for the 3 years before that. So I know we're busier because I'm actually working there. I'm actually in the office with the people and the dogs. So I know for a fact that we're busier. Plus, I saw the books and I know that we're busier because she's right. Numbers don't lie. She's right about that. The reason she may not be making a lot of money is she has a spending problem. She has a shopping problem. She has a shopping addiction. So as I'm bending over backwards to stay, and as she knows that I'm only staying to help her, she decides she's going to fuck me and my family over and not tell us about it. Still hasn't told us about it. We just know about it. And we know that it's 4,000% true. Plus, when asked about it, she kept skirting around the issue, telling me that we would talk about it later. And I was like, you don't need to talk about it later. It's a yes or no. And since you're not saying no, I know that it's a yes. So, and then never got back to me. So, I'm a little, to say the least, hurt. And I'm tired of people just going out of their way to fuck everybody else over in the name of themselves. I understand you have to do you and you need to do what you need to do for your family and stuff, but that doesn't mean that you need to bulldoze everybody else over to help yourself out. You don't have to do that. You really don't. To go to such lengths, if I could tell you the lengths that they went to hide this, it boggles my mind when all they had to do is just be honest with us. And I know her reasoning because she's going to think, well, if I tell them, they're just going to screw me over and they're going to do this and they're going to do that. And it's all negative, negative, because she knows she would do that. She knows how she is as a human, and she knows what she would do to somebody had she put them in the situation that she put me in. So she assumes that I'm going to do that. And I'm here to tell you I'm not her. Thank the Lord I'm nothing like her. And I would not have done that. Now I'm going to. Now I am, but I wasn't going to. If she would have just been honest and talked to me about this, I would have been like, okay, I get it. I'll get it. Now, no. So I'm angry. God, my neighbors have their big ol' tractor, their gigantic, actually, it's like a bush, what they call them, a cat, a brush hog. Anyway, and their gator out. So I apologize. It's loud, but I'm all fired up, you guys. I am just fired up. I'm ticked. I'm hurt. I'm pissed at the world right now. I mean, Oregon, honest to God, I have kids going to school and they've decided that why even put your kids in school now? Why even go to college so you can get a bullshit degree in liberal arts that you don't need and you can waste taxpayer and your money on an education to get a piece of paper that means absolutely nothing. It basically means you're qualified to work at fucking Burgerville. Nothing wrong with Burgerville. If you're working, I don't care where you're working, you're an amazing person. There's nothing wrong with working at a fast food restaurant. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying to get a college degree, though, to turn around and work at a place that doesn't require a college degree is pretty stupid. And we're teaching our kids to be uneducated and to learn made up things, an altered reality. We have absolutely decided that our kids need to be fed lies and that everybody needs to fight and look, and that we value ourselves strictly by who we sleep with and what color our skin is. We're teaching our kids that your skin color does matter. We used to say our skin color doesn't matter. Our skin color does not define us. Our skin color is not what makes us who we are. It is our morals. It is our character. It is our core. That's who makes us who we are. That's what people should judge us on, not the color of our hair, not what religion we are, not what political background or preference we have, not who we sleep with, not by the clothes we wear. None of that should matter. That's what we used to teach kids all the time. None of that matters. It matters who you are, if you're respectful or not. But nope, not anymore. We should 1,000% focus on people's skin color, because apparently no one has anything to offer other than their skin color. Apparently we're just a bunch of robots that have the same personality, and we have nothing to offer the world. Why even talk to anybody? Oh, we don't talk to anybody. We just do everything over social media. I'm going to text how pissed I am. That's why I told my boss, you're not going to call me. You can tell me in person. You don't need to call me. We don't need to have a conversation over the phone. That's not how I roll. If you have something to tell me that you're scared or ashamed of telling me, you're going to tell me and look me in my eyeballs while you're telling me. I'm not giving you the option of making it easy for you. That's not an option. Fuck no. You can tell me to my face with your eyes looking at my eyes, not being a wuss and doing it over the phone. Who does that? Nobody has the balls anymore to handshake, to get a handshake, to go face to face. I tried telling her to hire these kids who were coming in and actually dressing nice and filling out a resume, and had the balls to come in face to face, look someone in the eye, shake their hand, drive to the location, print out a resume, and give it to someone. That's what we used to do back in the day. We didn't do everything online. If I were an employee, I want to see someone face to face so that I know that they took a shower or brushed their teeth or knew how to talk, knew how to speak English, could shake my hand. Now, let's say they're a homeless person and they're just trying desperately to get a job. Okay, I understand. I don't expect them to look great. I don't expect someone to put on a 3-piece suit. I'm just saying, like, not wearing holy clothes. But now, everybody does everything online. I don't understand that. So these kids came in, took their time and energy, and they're younger kids. They were like 19, fresh out of high school, taking their time and energy to drive to our location and to personally hand off a resume. And on top of that, they called back to check on the status of their resume, to let us know how bad. Bonnie, come on, I see you sneaking. Come on, good girl, good come on. They wanted to check on the status of their resume because they really wanted the job. No one does that anymore. Those are the people that should be hired, but nope. And I'm supposed to be manager and I'm supposed to make these decisions, but I make no decisions. I don't even get to decide what business cards go into to our front desk. I don't even do that. I can't even decide that. It's just a slap in the face, you know? How people are behaving to each other is just deplorable and unnecessary and sad. And we're teaching our kids to be promiscuous hoe bags, to be disrespectful, aggressive men, or to be the opposite, to be disrespectful, wussy men. I'm not saying that a man has to be a lumberjack and go out and like chop wood and Tim the Tool Man. But I'm sorry, there's a reason that men are men and women are women. You can be a manly man and still cry. That's cool. You can be a manly man and wear pink. That's cool. I'm not saying you can't. You can be a metrosexual, whatever. But we're teaching our kids that women are men, that men are women. I don't understand. What a fucking slap in the face to women. We've worked hard to be able to vote and have jobs and get where we are. And now men think they can just come in and take over and pretend that they want to have a period. If you knew what a period was, women don't want periods, you stupid people. Women do not want periods. And you think that you want a period and that somehow makes you a woman because you want to have a period and you're pretending to have a period? Breastfeeding a child, that's called pedophilia. You should be locked up, you sick, twisted fuck. What is wrong with anybody out there that is listening that agrees to any of this or finds any of this okay? Again, if I offend you, that is your problem. I'm going to say for the millionth time, if you're listening to my podcast, you probably don't get offended easily. And good for you. If you're a Biden supporter, but somehow still don't get offended easily, you've at least got some knocks and you're listening to my podcast. Clearly, you're not too far gone. You can be saved. God, I'm sorry. I'm just so fired up right now. I'm so sad for our country. America is where everybody wants to come because we are diverse and because we have freedoms that other countries don't. And now those freedoms are being taken away. And I'm the one that is working for those freedoms. If you voted for Biden, you need to be collected. And if you're pro-Palestine or pro mutilation of children and pro not having to speak English or know basic math, you should all be put together in one big shipping container, sent off to Iran and Palestine, and live there. That is how I feel. I'm not sorry. I will never take it back. It's true. You all need to be put together and shipped off to the countries that you support and get out of the country that you seem to hate. Because somehow wearing a flag of our country is now considered hate speech on most social media platforms. Wearing my country's flag on my shirt is now a sign of hate and being racist. The American flag is about united colors and diversity. It's about people of all colors. Give me your tired and poor. People come here from all over because of the fact that we are so diverse. So I wear my flag like Canadians and Australians and Norwegians and Russians wear their flag out of pride for their country. So now I'm going to plaster American flags. I already have 2 American flags at my house. I have them on my car. I wear shirts with them all the time. I'm going to frickin' just get the biggest damn flag in the world with an Israeli flag and fly them all over the damn place. Someone actually said to me that the Republicans took away the flag from the Democrats. No, the Democrats have been spitting on the flag and burning the flag and claiming they hate America. No one took anything. You denounced it. You denounced the flag. You decided the flag doesn't represent you. You decided this country doesn't represent you. You've said you hated this country and you side with countries that say death to America. So guess what? You don't like this country. No one took the flag from you. You denounced it. There's a difference. Don't get it twisted. Move. Please move. I beg you to move. You need to move. Have I mentioned move? Move, move, get out. God, I'm sorry. I'm fired up. So fired up. And we all should be. We should all be equally fired up. And then we all need to get our hell yeah fucking gear on and our fuck yeah America, fuck yeah, just like that video. And kick some ass. So that's what's been on my mind. Same thing that's been on my mind the last 20 episodes because it's a big deal. I know I've been kind of talking about the same thing. I did, like I said, make an episode in which I talked about some personal things going on and kind of pouring my heart out and being very vulnerable, which is okay. But I was whispering like Joe Biden and it just sounded creepy. So I'll have to save that for another episode, but I don't always want to talk about politics is my point, and I didn't. I had another one that was not politically related at all. And I will do more of those. I will. And I'll have guests. I will continue to have guests. So if you continue to tune in, we do mix it up. I talk about dog training. I talk about dementia. I talk about my own experiences and life. So, dog down. Got a dog missing. Anyway, hey, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. Until next time.